Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Now today's question actually comes from Patreon because each month on Patreon, if you don't know, at certain tiers, people get extra videos each month. And the last month's video had a bunch of good questions that I thought would be helpful to share with everybody. So that's where this question comes from, and let's just jump into it. And the question is, Katie, I've had some really low points in my life where I've shut down and no one had a clue. Definitely more true depression, I guess. I've been seeing my counselor for 6 months or so, and I've noticed lately I can tell when I'm slipping and going down that not so good path. I'm wondering, is the fact that I can notice this and tell my counselor a good thing? Or is it a sign that things are actually improving overall? Or should I just be taking feelings just as seriously as before? Now, this is a good question and something I haven't talked about before. And in the therapy world, meaning therapist to therapist talk, we call that patient insight, meaning that the patient that we're seeing has personal insight. They know what their norms are and when things are off kilter, which is something I would encourage all of you to do. And part of the reason why I wanted to answer this question is we should all recognize what our norm is, meaning what's that little kind of area that we oscillate between mood-wise, day to day, month to month. That's why tracking our mood is so incredibly helpful, because we have to know what our regular norm is before we can know if things are getting a little off kilter or out of sorts, or we're feeling a little weird. If we don't know what our norm is, we can't really figure that out. And that's why knowing that things are going badly, like she says, I notice when I'm slipping and on a not so good path earlier on, that's amazing news. Hooray! Yay! Because that tells us that you, the person who asked this question, knows what their norm is, what they normally lie in, and knows that when things are out of it, they feel it and they recognize it and they can get back on track lickety split. And obviously there's a lot of hard work involved. First, it's hard to even notice our norms. And so if you're out there and this is something that maybe you want to work on, it's a great place to start just by tracking our mood. There are great apps that can help out with this, but I even have my clients just take some notes on their phone or write things down at the end of the day. Like, how was my mood in the morning? Like those feelings charts I've talked about so very much. How is my mood in the morning, afternoon, and night? How much am I sleeping on the regular basis, like roughly the hours that I'm in bed asleep? How hungry am I? Am I feeding my body well? How much energy do I have midday, end of day? All of that stuff. Taking that into consideration and taking notes and kind of watching it across a few months can help us better get the help we need when we find ourselves slipping. Because the worst thing that we can do, as you know, is just wait until we hit rock bottom and we need hospitalization. It'd be best if we reach out early, if we speak up right away and we try to get back into that therapist or call that psychiatrist we used to see and get the help sooner. We know that we can get those symptoms under control much more quickly. And I also want to address the last portion of her question, which was, should I take these feelings just as seriously as before? And the short answer is yes. Because no matter if we're recognizing it or not, the feelings are still there and they are still potentially dangerous, because we know depression, if left untreated, can completely debilitate us and possibly cause us to think of suicide or even attempt to take our own life. And so it's important that we still take the feelings really seriously, but we also give ourselves a little, yay, pat on the back, 5 gold stars, whatever you want, because you recognized it ahead of time, which gave you the opportunity to get help more quickly. I hope you found this video helpful. Such an interesting question and something that is so great to talk about. So I would encourage you, leave in the comments, how do you know when you're slipping? What are the signs and symptoms you look for when you're just a little bit off track? Also, if you have ways you track your mood and track your eating and sleeping in a healthy manner, let us know about those too, because as a community, we're working together towards a healthy mind and a healthy body. And I will see you next time. Bye.